Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Thanks for coming in with me. Today I'm going to be making a baked tilapia fillet with garlic, butter, and lemon. And then I'm going to also make some kind of like what I say is my white rice with some seasonings. So we're going to get started on that. I have my stovetop on medium. I'm just going to put probably about a half teaspoon of olive oil. I'm going to put a half teaspoon of olive oil. And then I'm going to take my 1 cup of white rice. And I have a jasmine white rice. I'm going to put it in. And then I'm just going to mix it and coat it with its oil. And what we're going to do is let it toast for just a minute. A lot of people do rice different ways. I like to toast mine. I don't know why. I think it's just because, my dad was the rice maker at home. Even when my mom wanted rice pudding, my dad would make the rice. And my dad's Spanish rice and other rices were always toasted, never just put in with water. I tried that. And it was so funny. I'm just so used to doing it this way. I think it adds a little bit of a nutty flavor. So I'm just going to let that start to brown. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to season our tilapia. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to first take, no, what I'm going to do is get my lemon pepper. We're going to use lemon pepper. And I'm going to use a little bit of white pepper on the top because we like our food in my family seasoned well, and we like lots of pepper. So I'm going to do this side first. I'm going to take a little bit of paprika. And you know how I love smoked paprika. On this one, I just use a regular paprika. And it just comes out ever so good. It gives the fish a little bit of a nice color on it, And the paprika tastes good. So what I'm going to do with this is my white pepper. In my opinion, white pepper is spicier than black pepper. It's good. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back because I'm going to put a little bit on the front. But you know me, I believe in season. Season is good. Season is flavor. Just stirring my rice. I want to make sure I don't burn my rice. Just want to toast it. Then when it's all nice and toasted, I'm going to put 3.5 cups of chicken stock, and then we're going to we're going to put our seasoning, and then we'll go ahead and let it just steam, and it'll be done. Okay, I'm going to flip my tilapia over. I'm going to actually now put it in its pan so you can see it. Okay, let me get this off. I didn't want any of the fish mess to get on my countertop. Oh, rice is smelling good. Oh my gosh. Smelling so good. That's why I love it toasted. And you can use any kind of white rice you want, as long as it's a long grain. That's pretty much what I believe in when I'm making rices for fishes or Spanish rices and things like that. Sometimes when I'm making Asian food, I will change up my rice, but that's a whole other day, good Lord. So what I'm going to do is move this here so you can see the fish that I already seasoned. Now I have it in its pan. Now what we're going to do is we're going to season the top. I'm just going to put this lemon pepper on it. And I'm going to use fresh lemon, so I don't need a whole lot of lemon pepper. That's why I have the 2 other seasonings. And I don't want my food to be overly seasoned because my rice will have a little seasoning. Then the garlic and the butter is going to bring a big seasoning. Okay, my rice is ready. Steam is going to come off crazy like now when I poured the 3.5 cups of chicken stock. And you want that. I was going to turn my little fan on, but that's what you want to see when you pour your chicken stock in there. Otherwise, your pan's not hot enough. And you want your pan to be hot enough, so now you can put a tablespoon of Italian seasoning and a half a teaspoon of garlic salt. I don't use too much salt in my food, but rice is one of those. When you're seasoning, you have to season it right when it's making, because otherwise seasonings won't go on it. You can add a lot of salt and pepper to the end, but it's really not that much salt that I've added. And if you don't use salt, don't use it. Like I said, me and my family, we use a ton of pepper. We prefer the pepper taste than the salt taste. So What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish seasoning my fish. And then what I'm going to do is bring my pan a little bit closer so you can see it. But I want it to come to a boil before I turn the heat down and I cover it. So now I'm going to take a little bit of black pepper. And it's going to be good. If you have little kids, maybe you don't want to use the black pepper, just use the lemon pepper. But, my kids eat how I used to eat. And like I said, I didn't put that much on, just enough for flavor. Like I said, the real flavor now is coming the garlic butter. Oh, just beautiful. It's going to be a garlic lemon butter. And it's just going to make everything just so yum. I like lemon. Okay, so we got our paprika, we have our black pepper, and we have our lemon pepper. We are done seasoning with these. Now we'll put these up, and we're going to go ahead and we are going to check our rice starting to come to boil. Okay, this is beautiful. Now I'm going to move my fish, and I'm just going to move things over a little bit. And I want to show you how this is coming to a beautiful boil. This is what it should look like. Boil, boil, boil. You see how all the seasons are in there? It's going to give the rice a good, kind of a little bit of an Italian flair. Goes good with the garlic and the lemon. So now I'm going to drop my heat to a high-low. It's like a medium-low. Actually, we're going to do a medium-low. I'm going to watch it. Sometimes, because my stove cooks so well, I have to turn it down and drop it just a little bit more in heat. But we'll watch it for a minute. If I still have too much of a rolling boil, then what I'll do is drop it down just a little bit closer to low. Yeah, and we'll be good. I think we'll be fine and dandy. Okay, I'll put my Italian seasoning away. So this is actually my fish. Here is a cube of butter. I'm going to use a whole cube. You can use about 5 tablespoons, which would be about right here. But I use the whole thing because I'm going to baste with it. And it's going to just add a little bit more flavor. And the chicken will sit in there. Now I had like garlic, little tiny cloves. I would say if you have big ones, use like 4 big ones. So I'm going to start out with this little hodgepodge here. And now that our rice is starting to boil, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to cut up our garlic and I'm going to zest our lemon. So when I zest our lemon, just going to go, don't want to do too much. And I'm doing a small zest. You don't need much because I'm going to do both. And then you're going to have that beautiful lemon smell. I love this zester. I use this one for my garlic and my lemon. And I'd use it for my Parmesan cheese because I like when my Parmesan cheese is real fine like this. It tastes so good, especially when I'm topping things with it. It tastes just so delicious. And I love this zester. Everything gets stuck in there and then you just go ahead and scoop it. But boy, it smells delicious. One week I was on a lemon kick. Good God, I just spread the lemon zest all over. And I must have bought 5, 6 lemons and I zested them all. I had all naked lemons. That's what I call these, naked lemons. Okay, I'm going to stir my rice again because mine is boiling pretty high. So I'm going to have to turn down my stove top. And smells delicious with the Italian herb. Looks good. It's going to look like a little bit of a dirty rice. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit more. Don't want it too low because I need it to still boil. So I'm going to do my other lemon. We're going to zest this one. Just take your time. Fish will only take between 12 and 15 minutes to cook at 400 degrees. I have my oven warming. So it'll be warming for a good 30 minutes before I put my fish in. We're going to have a nice, beautiful lunch today. We were all hungry. We were out shoveling snow today like crazy people, and we need some nourishment. So we're going to have a good nourished lunch. I like to make a lot of fatty things, but I actually do cook this way a lot now. That good getting old stuff, triglyceride thing. So I try to stay on straight and narrow, and I also try to exercise. So we have lately, or we've been eating real well. My husband always eats well. He's my best eater here. He eats the healthiest, and he eats the most vegetables. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my lemon zest, and I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna put it in my butter cup, because we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put it to the side here, then I'm gonna melt my butter. But this is a nice amount of lemon zest. This is about what you want. So you really need 2 lemons, or 1 huge lemon, but I would still go with 2. Sometimes I think the smaller ones taste better too. There's a better juice. It's not just so sour. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut up our garlic. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lemon juice and I'm going to squeeze it in here for 2 reasons. So I show you guys how much we need. And for a long time what I did is I measured mine because I didn't want to have too much. Not only that, to do this nice and neat, you usually need a bigger little bowl than what I'm using, but I want to show you what I got out of this, and that's about how much, because you don't want just pure lemon juice. You want to have flavor. You want the garlic, the butter, and the lemon to all just join that party, and it's going to be good. So good. I love lemon. I like lemon pasta too. I'm bad. I put butter and sage for some weird reason. I use sage, and I like the way it tastes, and I like the garlic, and the lemon, sage, and butter. And I'll do pasta that way sometimes, just so it has a good flavor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and we're going to squeeze. Okay, so I'm going to show you a trick so you don't over lemon, because there's been a couple times where I have way over lemoned. And if you do over lemon, it can take away from everything else. So what you want to do, till you get used to it and you can eyeball it, that's why I use these little cups. Everybody goes, you use such little cups for fanciness. I'm like, nope. I use it so that I kind of learn what my ingredients look like when I'm doing it, and then I don't have to measure. So I'm going to pour this in. It's a tablespoon. Okay, 1. And you need like 2 tablespoons for everything to come out great. This is like perfect. That's exactly 2 tablespoons. So guess what? I got a naked lemon running around. I'm going to put it in my vegetable little bin here. So this is how much we need. Lemon juice. Okay. So then, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and do a good chop on my garlic. I need to take off all this lemon zest. We do not want to waste any lemon zest. Okay. And now what we want to do is we're going to cut our garlic up. We want to cut our garlic fine. Tuck your fingers, everybody. I'm telling myself, tuck my fingers too. And get this right. I do a rough chop, and then I go in for smaller chops, because then I don't want to cut my finger. I do not want to have to delay making the rest of my lunch because I have to go to the emergencies room or go fix my finger. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move my butter over there so you can see. We're going to chop, chop, chop. This is a very good lunch, very low in calorie. It's actually a healthy lunch, and it gives you everything you need. A little veg, a little rice, and a little bit of fish. And you can use pretty much any fish you want. I would stick to a white fish though, or tilapia, some kind of pollock, cod, something like that with this recipe though. Sometimes when we do salmon, all I do is put seasoned salt or Cajun seasoning, and I do it that way. I mean, I'm not the most experienced fish cooker either, because I'm kind of picky. But you know what? You can do anything. And then I make my Baja kind of fish, like with my mahi mahi, or you could use any fish. I've learned you can use any fish. The whole key is not to overcook it though. You can undercook it for a second, and nobody would ever be able to tell. But the overcooking, everybody can tell. I don't know how that is, you know. I guess it's like steak, you know, I like my medium rare, so if I get a well done steak, oh gosh, I can't eat that. So I guess you just have to be the fish connoisseur. I don't think I'm a fish or seafood connoisseur. I don't make a lot of seafood, a whole lot. Mostly my husband and my son love it. I don't. I am a little picky, but I am learning because there's a lot of good nutrients in seafood. But I take the chicken train because that's how I do it instead of eating beef all the time. Okay, my garlic looks good. So this is what you want to do. And like I said, I always chop my garlic extra fine because I do not like garlic chunks. But boy, I sure do love garlic, and garlic's so good for you. Okay, so we're ready to assemble our fish. I'm going to put my butter in the microwave. I'm going to melt it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to spoon it on. And then after that, I'll start basting when it's in the oven. But I'm just going to, well, it's melting. You can never chop garlic too much, in my opinion. But boy, the fresh garlic has such good, you know, properties for your body, you know. So we need to get back to basics and use our good stuff out of our gardens or, you know, our stores. But garlic's a good one for you. Okay, so we're all nice and chopped. My family doesn't even require that I need to chop it. It's more me. Okay, let me check my butter. Oh, my butter's good. Oh, my stove is on. Let me make sure. Okay, it's on 400. Yep, we're all heated. Everything is great. We're going to check the rice one more time. This will be the last time we stir the rice. We're just checking. Yep, we've got a good enough bubble for it to cook. Okay, now take my spoon. Just going to mix up my butter. I'm going to drop my garlic in. And remember, mine was like 4 cloves. Mine looked like it was a little bit more because I had to take all my extra that I use a lot of garlic. So sometimes I'll be lazy at night. I'm in a hurry and I won't use the small pieces of garlic. I'll just get fresh ones because then I know exactly how much I have in my hand and I'm good to go. So I'm stirring the garlic pieces. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pour my lemon juice in. I'm good there. And then I'm going to pour my zest in. That was a good amount of zest. Like I said, now I have naked lemons running around here. Holy Toledo. Okay, that's my butter sauce. Okay, so the fish has been sitting. We're good to go there. Now what we're going to do is get our sauce on, get our fish in the oven, and we are good to go. We'll do about 12 to 15 minutes. I'm going to put the timer on for 15 minutes, but I'm going to check it in 12 because, like I said, I don't want my fish overcooked. And so we'll be good. Okay, so I actually have some broccoli here, which I am going to set here. I'm just going to roast a little bit of garlic. I'm not going to put it on the fish, though. I'm just going to set it like this in between the fish so we get a little bit of veg. You can put it in your rice too if you feel like it. Me and my family were not really big on our veg being overcooked or cooked a lot. We're kind of one of those families that kind of like a little bit of crunch to it. So this is how I'm going to set it here. And we're just doing a little bit. Adds just very little. And we are good with that. Now we're going to take our spoon and we're going to give it a good mix again. I'm going to stick my finger in it. I'm going to try it. Oh, very good. You've got the, even though I used a butter with no salt, you've got some, oh, great content in there. There's lemon. You can taste. I'm going to try one more time. Oh, the garlic is great. The lemon zest is great. Oh, garlic, lemon. Oh my gosh. And that butter is just delicious. What I'm going to do is I'm going to coat every piece of it. Oh boy, that lemon zest is just absolutely delicious. Now, if a little bit of that lemon garlic gets on your broccoli, I'm sure you shall not mind. Very easy dish this is. If I were not talking and prepping, I would have probably had this prepped in about 10 minutes. So I encourage you folks that work all day long and work so very hard and you want a good lunch or a good dinner, I encourage you to try making this. Really inexpensive. I paid less than $5 for the fish, and it's all fresh. And had the broccoli in the freezer anyways, because I use it all the time. Have my seasonings in the cupboard, and this is what it's going to look like. It's absolutely delicious. It's going to start to bake in, and it's going to coat the bottom so it doesn't stick or dry out, because my fillets are not very thick. So we're going to go ahead and get this in the oven for 15 minutes, and guess what? We'll be back. Welcome back. We just took out our beautiful tilapia baked with garlic butter, lemon sauce. Delicioso. I actually had it in for 17 minutes, so we're ready to plate now. But it looks fantastic. So I'll put all the instructions down in the description box and how long I cooked it for. But remember, anywhere from 12 to 17 minutes. It depends on how hot you have it, how fast, how things cooked, and how stuffed your plates are. So, like I said, I believe everything is done. It looks perfect. The fish is nice and firm. I cheated. I looked at it. It's got a little bit of flake there, so we're good. Not too overdone. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rice, and I'm going to put my rice down. Because this is going to be a nice lunch. We all shoveled snow today, so we're having a good lunch today. And we're just going to put our fish on a bed of rice. You can put it separate too. You don't have to put it on top, you know. But sometimes we like it just like that, so we could just get down to bare necessity. Just get it in our mouth. Let's eat. And I'm going to put the fish down. Looks delicious. You see the garlic and the butter right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple pieces of my broccoli and just lay it right there. I just tasted the taste of it. Looks fantastic. Tastes fantastic. Let me get some of this garlic butter right here. Now I'm not going to put too much. If my guys want more, they could come back. But we do also want to taste our rice. So I'm going to get another one set up. And you can do it two ways. I'm going to put it separate so you can see. You can plate it two ways. However you prefer. You know, kind of me and my husband. My son loves everything topped like this. Me and my husband are actually kind of, we like our things separate. So we tend to do something more like this. But boy, my son sure likes it like that. And then what I do is just put a little bit. And like I said, we didn't want too much veg. We just wanted a little bite. Okay, let me get this one piece on there. He does not want to go willingly. So let me get some lemon butter. Like I said, you don't need a lot. There we go. Two different ways of putting your plate. Like that. or you can do it separate and just have your rice, your veg, and your fish. Pretty much it's boiled and baked. Only butter I used was for the sauce. I'm going to try the sauce real fast, though, the butter sauce. Very good. Not too lemony. Remember when I told you the 2 tablespoons of lemon? That's why you want 2 tablespoons, because you can taste the hint of lemon, but the butter and the garlic are coming through. This was a pretty inexpensive dish. If you like this dish, just a kind of an Italian seasoned white rice, a little bit of baked broccoli with the fish, and a butter, garlic, lemon sauce, please like and subscribe. And I want to thank you for coming in cooking with me. Enjoy.